Chapter 1. Tremors in Mecca. In the lavish halls of Abu Sufyan's mansion, amidst the swirl of laughter and the rich scent of food and wine, a tense gathering of Mecca's elite unfolded in a secluded corner. Faces marked with both frustration and disdain spoke urgently of a man whose influence had stirred up turmoil. Abu Sufyan, his voice tinged with contempt, leaned closer to address the assembled leaders. "This man," he began, his words slicing through the jovial atmosphere, "is becoming increasingly troublesome. Hind bint Utbah, his wife, renowned for her sharp intellect and unwavering pride, placed her goblet down firmly. He openly defies our gods and traditions," she declared, her eyes flashing with indignation. And worse, people are beginning to heed his words. Utbah ibn Rabi'ah's expression darkened with agreement. "He denounces our idols as worthless," he spat out bitterly. "Idols that have guided us for generations." Abu Lahab interjected fiercely, his voice dripping with anger. "He has brought shame upon our family," he growled, "challenging our ways and urging us to abandon our traditions." The tension in the room thickened as grievances poured forth. "He refuses to bow to our idols. Hubal, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and the rest," Utbah continued vehemently. "He preaches there is no deity but Allah, rejecting our gods and our way of life." Hind scoffed, her tone steeped in disdain. "He says he receives divine messages that make him better than everyone else," she remarked, casting a piercing gaze around the room, "undermining our authority and mocking our beliefs." A murmur of agreement spread among them, voices joining in shared frustration. Abu Sufyan, now standing at the head of the gathering, addressed them urgently. "His message cannot be allowed to spread unchecked," he declared. "We must devise a plan to silence him before it gains further traction." Abu Lahab struck the table with a clenched fist, his resolve resolute. "We should banish him from Mecca," he suggested vehemently. "Let him preach his falsehoods to the barren sands." A tense silence settled over the room, punctuated only by distant strains of music and laughter. Yet, in this corner, their thoughts converged on a singular objective. Suddenly, Walid ibn al-Mughira leaned forward, his eyes glinting with calculated intent. "Exile alone may not suffice," he mused thoughtfully. "We must expose him as a fraud, discredit his teachings." Hind's lips curled in a knowing smile. "His followers must see the folly of their ways," she asserted, her voice carrying across the room. "If they won't heed reason, we will compel them to see the truth." Abu Sufyan grunted in agreement, his eyes narrowing with resolve. "Paradise, being brought back to life, and a day of judgment? Sounds like nonsense he uses to trick people," he said with a scoff, mirroring their doubts. The group nodded in agreement, their resolve hardening. "He challenges our gods, scoffs at our traditions," one muttered darkly.